Hey guys, how's it going? So this morning I went for a surf session and I don't know what I did, but I caught a few fun waves and I kind of hurt my left knee. So this video is not going to be an adventure video, just so you know. And if you're not really into like camera gear or like techie stuff, then you might just want to sit out of this video. But if you have your own YouTube channel or you're interested in camera gear or just any kind of cool equipment like electrical stuff, then you're going to want to stick around for this whole video. So I'm going to show you guys all my camera gear. I'm going to say the brands of it and my opinion about each piece of gear that I use. So I was not paid or said to say any of the things about any of these brands. This is just my opinion about each thing. So let's get started. So the camera that I'm filming this with this is my main DSLR. It's the only one that I have. It's a Canon Rebel T5i, and on it, on the front, I have a wide angle lens, which is a 10 to 18 millimeter lens, wide angle lens. And for perfect audio, on the top of this camera, I have a shotgun Rode mic. This is my usual setup. Oh yeah, and on the bottom, just so that the camera's a little bit higher, I have a little tripod, not really sure the name, the brand. But yeah, this is my setup for when I want to like be sitting up on somewhere, like sitting like this, and I want to just be talking to the camera with good audio and good quality camera. Okay, so when I got this camera, it didn't come with the wide angle lens, but it came with this lens. This is a 18 to 55 millimeter lens, and this lens I don't use that much. I don't use this lens that much, except for if I want to do like close-ups or if I want to do like pictures. But I like the wide angle lens because I can have the camera closer to my face, and so the mic is closer to me, so the audio sounds better. But this is just a smaller, normal lens that came with the camera. I got this massive telephoto lens. This is it's 150 to 600 millimeter lens. So this thing has some serious zoom. And the brand of this is Tamron. The reason we didn't get the Canon brand telephoto lens is because this one's like $1,000 less, and from using it, and we've used it for like maybe almost a year now, like using it a lot, and it seems to work really good. It has good focus, it has good zoom, it's not like a crappy one. So yeah, this is awesome for getting close-ups of stuff. And also the reason that I have a lot of this gear is because, well, before I started my channel, my dad started his channel, which is called I Surf Tribe, and me, my dad, and my sister are on like all the videos. So the reason we have stuff like a big telephoto lens is to film surfing and stuff like that. So this is big telephoto lens, and the lens also comes with this little guard which attaches to the front just to make the lens look even awesomer. No, I'm joking. It actually serves a purpose. It's a guard so that like salt water or stuff doesn't like accidentally hit the lens. So it's just kind of like a little protector guard. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, but the microphone, this Rode mic, it came with this little wing guard, so if it's really windy out, I put this onto the Rode mic. That comes in handy when it's really windy out. Next, I have this magnificent tripod. This is a STX Pro 72. This is a fluid head, so this tripod is awesome for filming surfing, because when you film surfing, you don't want to use like a crappy like $10, $20 tripod that's like really like shaky and like jerky. You want to use one that's fluid, like a fluid head, because then as you film the surfer surfing, moving down the beach, it's super smooth and it looks super good on video. It doesn't hurt your eyes. So this tripod is awesome. Whenever I want to do shots where I'm like standing and the tripod's there, I'll use this tripod. We've gone through a lot of tripods. We've gone through like 5 tripods before we got to this one, and this one's the best one so far. We started off with the cheaper one that got a little better until we got to this one. And also with the Canon Rebel T5i, here's the charger, but we actually, when we bought an extra battery because we know we're going to be doing lots of videos and you don't want to run out of battery in the middle of like a really good video. So extra battery for the Canon Rebel T5i. This comes in handy a lot, like lifesaver. Next, this X grip little like handle thing. So this can be like, a lot of skaters like to use this for their videos because you can attach a camera right here and you can hold this and get it down low as like skaters are skating by, and you can like hold this and film skaters. But it's not only for skaters. You can use this to get all kinds of cool shots, super cool angles. So I love this because it serves as a steady cam. Well, not a steady cam, but just like it helps stabilize your video. So if you have a camera here, you can be holding this like close to the ground, or you could hold it up high. And what's really cool is it has 2 legs on the bottom, so it also works like a mini tripod, so you don't have to like lay your camera right on the ground. And you can also attach this to a tripod, which comes in handy. So I like this thing a lot. This is just a plastic one. It was like 10 or 20 bucks, but yeah, awesome. Next, this little Canon Vixia HF R400. So this camera we've had for like 4 years. So this was actually the camera that me and my dad both used when we started our channel. But then we upgraded to a DSLR. So this camera, we've made like 100 or more videos at least. So this camera has been through a lot. This camera has been dropped, it's gone on trip, it's gone in crazy places, and it's still working. So this camera is like a really rugged camera. So if I'm gonna do something where I don't wanna like lose my nicer camera, then I might take this camera, so if it gets ruined, it's not like the end of the world, a big deal. So this camera is how it all started. This little guy right here. Next. This is a light. So you can attach this light to a tripod, or you can attach it to a top of a camera if it has like a little mount for like a light or a microphone or anything like that. So this light is made for video. So whenever I want to do like shots at nighttime, this gets pulled out and gets to be used. This light is really cool because it's not like a light that's like really like focused on one spot. It's one that spreads out, so that's cool for when you want to do scenes. And on the side it has a little slide spin thing, so you can choose how bright you want it. You can be really bright or a little bit less bright, depending on what you want, what you're filming, or how you want it to look. And it does come, this is actually just a little cover on it, which actually just gives it more like a different kind of light. So you can kind of just mess around with it and see which one, how it looks with different covers. So this is another cover. Good old GoPro. Okay, I have like 3 bags full of GoPro accessories, but I'm not going to show them to you guys because this video is all like camera gear that I use right now and I use like a lot of. So this GoPro I use so much. This is the Hero 3, but this setup is the setup that I almost always have. It's just in its waterproof case with the floaty orange back piece on the back, and with a mouth mount. So this mouth mount is by Pro Standard. This mouth mount is awesome. I've surfed with it like so many times and it just works awesome. You can breathe while it's in your mouth, and you can actually almost talk when it's in your mouth. So if someone drops in on you, you can be like, hey! But yeah, this is usually my GoPro setup. And in the other bags I told you guys about, it's just like little attachments, like other back pieces, maybe other little mouth mounts. But yeah, this mouth mount, so far of all the ones that I've used and tested, this one I like the most. Pro Standard makes some awesome mouth mounts. A Joby GorillaPod. This GorillaPod is so awesome. I can't even describe how much I love this thing. Okay, this tripod is awesome. You can use it for vlogging. You can like put this around like a railing, or you could put it like on a branch or on the ground, on like uneven ground, and make the camera level. This tripod is awesome. So I use this tripod sometimes with this camera, the T5i, or sometimes with other cameras. But I think this is a really cool tripod. A suction cup. So this suction cup you can actually put a normal camera on. So any kind of normal camera. And what's really awesome about having a suction cup is you can get really cool time lapses and stuff like that if you want to put this like on a window, or like a car window, or like a window like in a building or anything like that. So this is awesome for getting cool time lapses or just cool shots. Okay, I have 2 of these cases. They're both made by the brand Statin, and they're hard cases with a zipper all the way around. These cases protect what's inside really awesomely. So in this case is my Canon PowerShot G7X. This is my main vlog camera now. I recently got it, so before I had this, I made all my vlogs with this camera, but then I upgraded to this camera because it has better autofocus, better in low light, and it's more compact. So yeah, like I said, this is my new vlog camera, and I like to keep it in this case at all times because it keeps it protected. So that stays in there. And what's in the other case is also for the G7X, but it's a G7X charger, and I also have 2 extra batteries which I got for the G7X, as well as just a little charger that goes from USB for like iPhone, iPod, or anything like that, GoPro, and a little cloth to clean all the cameras, because you want to make sure your lenses and your screens are clean. So that's what I keep in both of these cases. And next, the awesome computer. So basically every single one of my 150 videos that I have right now that are on my channel have been edited from this Asus computer right here. This computer is a beast. It is awesome. And if you're wondering, the software that I use to edit, it's Sony Vegas Pro 12. I might get the 13, I don't know, but for now it's just the 12. And the reason that I use Sony Vegas Pro is because that's the one that I learned with, because that's the one that my dad used. And since that's the one that I've always used. I know how to use it, I know how to make videos, so I don't really want to try to go learn like another software, maybe like Adobe or something. I'll just stick with the one that I already know because it works just fine. So the reason that I like to have a laptop and not a desktop, even though a desktop can be a lot more powerful, I like to have a laptop because sometimes I'm like moving around the house, sometimes if we go on a trip, I want to still be able to edit while while I'm traveling or while I'm maybe somewhere else, and I don't want to be stuck to have to edit all my videos on a desktop. So this is my computer, and to go with the computer I have obviously headphones so that when I'm editing, everyone else in the room doesn't have to hear the same part of the video repeat over and over while I'm editing. So headphones. If you make videos, you know headphones, you just need them. And I cannot edit a video without a mouse. So the reason I love a mouse is because using the little scroll up and down button, I can zoom in and out of my timeline, like if I'm editing. I can't really edit without a mouse. This makes it a lot easier for me to edit, and I can edit videos a lot quicker. And last but definitely not least are two hard drives. So this hard drive is a bit older, it's only half a terabyte, but this hard drive I recently got, and this one's 2 terabytes, so 2,000 gigs, that's quite a bit of memory. Okay, let me talk about hard drives for a second. They are so important and they can be massive lifesavers. So a lot of people don't think about this, but you want to make sure that you back up all your videos so that if anything happens to like YouTube or anything like that, you have all your videos backed up on a hard drive. And like me, if you make a lot of videos, you end up having hundreds and hundreds of gigs of videos like taken up, and you don't want to have all your videos only saved on your computer. First of all, because if you have all your footage on your computer, it slows your computer down, and also if anything happens to your computer, you don't want that to be the only place that all your videos that you put tons of time and hard work into to be backed up. Because if something happens to your computer, you don't want all your footage to just disappear like poof. And another reason that it's good to have all your footage backed up is because sometimes you do videos in the future and you talk about like a video that you did in the past. You want to have like the raw files of footage that you took, not just the finished video. That's my opinion. So I think that it's really good to have all your videos backed up in 2 places. So I can't do that right now because I only have, this hard drive is 2 terabytes and this one's half a terabyte. So I back up all my videos with the raw files and the unfinished video and the music and the thumbnail that I make in this thumb drive. And in this hard drive, I back up just the finished video because it doesn't have that much space. Okay, well, that's everything. And both of the brand of both of these hard drives is WD. I think they make good hard drives. They have never failed on me yet, and yeah, I think they work good. And while I'm talking about memory hard drives, I might as well talk about SD cards, because SD cards are really important and really a big deal. So I have a ton of SD cards, and the reason I have a ton is because in the past I've bought SD cards, like 32 gig SD cards or like 16 gig, and then they turned out to not be fast enough for a camera. So you want to take into consideration whenever you're going to get an SD card that it's fast enough for your camera, because cameras that shoot in like higher quality, they need a faster SD card. And the way that they tell you the speed of the SD card, on the SD card it'll say like 95 megabytes a second. So that's how much memory you can put on per second. So you want to make sure that you get SD cards that are fast enough, because in the past I've bought SD cards that were not quick enough, and then every time you start recording on your camera, it just like stops recording. And at first I was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, why do these brand new SD cards not work? But when I found out that you have to have faster SD cards for cameras that shoot in higher quality, then I was like, okay, well this makes sense. So let me show all the SD cards. This is a 16 gig SD card, 8 gig SD card, another 16 gig SD card, 32 gig SD card, 64 gig SD card, and I have a 32 gig SD card in this camera. So the only 2 SD cards that I can use the only 3 SD cards that I can use for the T5i are this 16 gig, this 64 gig, and the 32 that's in the camera. I've tried using these other ones, and after about like 2 or 3 seconds of recording, it just stops. So I can use these in like cameras that shoot in lower quality, but not in this one. So yeah, SD card. So I just got through everything basically. Wait, one last thing. This backpack. So this is the backpack that we keep most of our camera gear in, like the lenses and the main camera. In this backpack, which is from Amazon Basics, This is made for cameras, so it has different compartments inside and you can reorganize it however you would like. So that is all the camera gear that I have. So keep in mind that this is always going to be improving. So whenever I save up enough money to buy a new camera or a new piece of equipment of camera gear, then I will get it. And also, I didn't just like go out and buy all this camera gear in like one day. I've like got all this stuff slowly over like 4 or 5 years. So it took a while to get all these stuff. And one of the reasons that I have some of this camera gear is because my dad's channel, iSurf Tribe, which has been around much longer than my channel, and it has over 40,000 subscribers. And also, I recently landed my first aerial. Going, and aerial off the wave, landed it, and kept going. So we made a video about that. Make sure to check it out. It'll be on iSurf Tribe. I'll leave the link to it in the description. But yeah, that's all the camera gear. This will always be improving, like I said. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.